Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the Runback where we run it back with some of your favorite FGC slash commentary slash YouTube slash people in doing dope things and can talk about dope things. As you can see, I don't have any friends or family that I can get on this podcast episode. Maybe one day I will get on this podcast and actually say some things. And as you're seeing from the topic, the title, I have two topics today, and I'm only going to talk about two topics. I don't know how long this is going to go for, but hopefully it goes for a while. And I'm talking about the Avatar Legends fighting game beta that took place over this past weekend. If you had pre-ordered the game, you got it in for free. I had pre-ordered the game, but I didn't buy the Ultimate Edition or whatever. I bought the Standard Edition for just $30, which is a good bargain for a great fighting game. But full stop. Is the Avatar fighting game hard and difficult? I'm gonna keep it frank and I'm gonna keep it thou wow with you. Hell yeah. Honestly, it is. Now, there's nothing technically difficult in the game because the hardest input is probably a just frame, which is just hitting the button in a succession of like maybe 2 frames or whatever. I always look at just frames as like perfect parries because I think it's like a 2 frame window. I don't know if it's a 1 frame window. Maybe it's a 1 frame window, and then that's even different conversation. But um I'm also a person that thinks that every fucking fighting game is hard. I think to get into the fighting game and do what you're doing in the fighting game is not hard or difficult by any means, but to do certain things and take it from this place to that place, like the way my mind frame works with fighting games and how I view fighting games is I don't want the hard part to be learning the game and figuring out the game. I want the hard part to be applying things that I learned, if that makes sense, right? And I feel like with Avatar, there's so much. And, it's this weird balance because I feel like I am probably the perfect middleman. Like I'm a content creator. I enter tournaments. I commentate tournaments. I watch tournaments. I play with casuals. I play with IRL friends. I play with my online Discord. Shout out to RNO. I play with those guys. Like I have this blended family of everything and feeling everything and learning from everybody. And I have homies in real life that like love Avatar down that didn't want to play the Avatar beta because they seen the 8-way mix of Azula and all this fucked up shit that was going on in the game. Mind you, the characters I wanted to try in the game was Toph and Azula. And I practiced Azula and I only played her and I think I got, let's see. Let me see if I can go to my Steam. You can't see me. My fault. If I go to my Steam real quick, just to pull it up, I think I got like 4 to 6 hours just practicing because I never played anyone. I could have probably played my friend Ace because he also had the beta as well, but I didn't play nobody. I just simply practiced the game because I'm the type of person that I don't feel comfortable playing the game if I'm not comfortable with the game. Like, so if I don't feel comfortable, I don't have what I feel is comfortable. Yeah, I'm also the beta stats. I feel like it would though, because I felt like the beta would come up. But yeah, like y'all know me. Like if I don't feel comfortable, I'm not gonna um do it. I think this is the beta. I think I got rid of all that shit. Yeah, I think this was the beta. But yeah, if I don't feel comfortable playing it or trying it online or doing it, I'm not gonna play. And full stop. I didn't feel comfortable. Like I started getting used to Azula's combos and stuff like that. And man, she's hard. Like she's a stance character, but technically the only time you get in the other stance, if you're not picking one of the stances, like so she has the normal mode and then she has the Fire Lord mode where she's going crazy and she does different things in each mode. Relatively the difficult mode is the in controlled mode, which you could pick that mode or you could, it's like Mortal Kombat with the Mortal Kombat X with the variations. So her regular mode, I think she stays in that mode the whole time. I feel like I didn't play nobody, so I don't know. And then there's a middle mode where you're both modes and you get longer traps. Like she's able to set down these traps with her fire element and things of that nature. And that if you throw someone on the traps, they enhance, or you could even set off the traps. I think by doing your flow move, because there's A, B, C, and flow. And I think by doing your flow moves, there's like an EX version of a flow move where she shot the ground. Mind you, I haven't played anyone and I haven't done a tutorial, so I don't know if she could do these things. I'm just saying what I think she could do, right? Um, she could get some unique stuff and she's super fun. And like with games being hard and difficult, sorry that I'm all over the place. I'm not taking notes. It's just kind of like freestyling with y'all. I don't know. It's kind of fun. Um, rate the shit 5 stars on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. Where was I going with this? Yeah, I just feel like where my mindset is I kind of like where fighting games are now, where they it's weird, right? Because it's like people want fighting games to be difficult. People want the time and effort that you put into fighting games. Like you can't solve a fighting game. That's what they want, right? Where I kind of come from the perspective of like just yesterday, I got up at 7 o'clock. Today I'm recording this video at 8 o'clock. Like I like when a game respects my time and effort. And not saying that the game has to change because of me, but I like fighting games. I really, really do. So if I can't dedicate all my time and effort into the fighting game or fixing things in the fighting game, it's going to be harder for me to play the fighting game. Like Guilty Gear Strive is a fun game to play, but it does feel weird. So it's harder to learn. And then also going back to the lab to understand what I don't know and what I could fix is harder in Guilty Gear Strive because the neutral's harder. Characters got all these different mixes and things of the nature. Like full stop. In Guilty Gear Strive, I was never going to be good at the Zato matchup when Zato was good in the earlier seasons. Why? Because him having negative edge and me setting up the things to train against those things was impossible because I couldn't do it execution wise. So that was always going to be a matchup I was going to struggle with. And then not to mention, like I said, I got a 9 to 5 where sometimes I get off at 5, sometimes I get off at 4, sometimes I get off 6 and 7, 8, 9. Shit, I've gone off 9 before. It's kind of brutal. It's like you working 13-hour days trying to figure all this shit out, right? And that's no excuse in the sense of that the fighting game should be easy because I have to work a 13-hour day. It's just saying that trying to find a balance of my time and effort is going to be harder because I want to be able to do these things. I want to live my life as well, right? And so Guilty Gear was hard in that aspect. But I like Street Fighter 6 so much because Street Fighter 6, I'm able to solve things with math and I'm able to solve things through the game. The training mode system is godlike in Street Fighter 6. It's so good. It's so not easy, but relatively easy compared to other fighting games. So where I'm able to theory craft something, think about something, go into either the replay takeover and execute on that thing, or if I'm working on something specific in a matchup. Granted, if I was a pro player, it's not useful, but the SimSim engine is really, really good. And I think it's really, really good if you're a master rank player. That's not, I would say 1600 and above. It's really good. And it's easier to practice because to me, my problem with fighting games is it's harder to lock in and work hard on the fighting games. Like it's Wednesday. I should be at my local. But like I said, I got off at 7 o'clock and I wanted to do the podcast episode. So here I am. And I say all that to say that I think every fighting game I've ever played is hard. Like I said, because some fighting games are easier to learn and grind than others, but going to apply the thing you learned and grind is very, very difficult. But I've come to enjoy the difficulty of applying the stuff that I learned. Like my favorite thing in fighting games is sequencing, where I think casuals and beginner players' favorite thing is combos. So when you're not doing the combo, but you're getting hit with the combo and the combo's long as fucking Avatar, it's very frustrating and people don't want to go through that. But it's like, I think I'm an anomaly in that because to me, prior to getting into FGC, it was combos that I liked. Like once I was able to learn that I can mask my charge and, jump ins, because I couldn't do charge moves in like Street Fighter 5, right? But once I started playing Street Fighter 6 and I started playing more hybrid characters, i.e. Bison, i.e. Chun-Li, and things of that nature, I started learning different ways to do charges. And I think like even one of the Bison combos that I learned at the very end of getting into a Psycho Crusher was I think a forward input, and I was able to hold the charge as I'm doing the other parts of the combo to end in the Psycho Crusher. Like that shit was sick to me. Like that was cool. And I know I'm jumping all over the place, but I appreciate things like that because I was able to learn things. And then once I was able to learn the Bison Oki or the Chun-Li Oki and get the whiff punish and get the knockdown and the corner carry and then set up a meaty, and if they try to throw or try to hit a button and I hit them with the meaty and I hit them with the setup, or I hit a frame kill and then I set up the meaty, I love shit like that because that means I put in the time and effort, and it worked because I like playing neutral and I like playing footsies. That's why I appreciate the games getting easier in the sense of they're slowing down. And so now I'm able to understand what all tools my opponent has, what all tools I have, what they would do in the situation, what they won't do in the situation. Where fighting games get hard and difficult is when there's a multitude of different things they can do and don't do. And I'm not saying I don't appreciate that. I'm saying for me, my enjoyment comes from playing the footsies and doing the sequencing. It doesn't come from doing the combos. It used to, like when I didn't know anything about fighting games, because I always thought fighting games were sick. Like, that's my question to everybody. I think fighting games are very hard, and I would recommend someone to fighting games. But I think everything that comes with fighting games makes it harder because even how people talk about it, like there's discourse on the Avatar Legends, and I haven't even really touched on the game. I'm just kind of talking about this as a statement. The discourse on Avatar Legends has become nasty because people are saying finally a game where I can express things and I'm thinking about things and I'm thinking about sequencing and I can do these all different things. And mind you, I can have the same character played 3 different ways. Like if like at first I was watching Diaphone's video, I think, because he was playing Azula, right? And the crazy version is the simpler version because the other version has like 8-way air dashes and she could do some crazy mixed stuff and she could do some rejumps like on some Dragon Ball Fighter shit. But to me, where my mindset went, I was like, okay, I'm gonna play the easier version because, like I said, I want to dedicate time to this game, but I don't know how much time I'm really gonna be able to dedicate to this game because, Lord and behold, it's like the Tokon beta comes out that weekend, the Avatar comes out, and then it's like a week of Tokon or Avatar, and then basically Tokon's out. So, as a content creator from a smaller channel, I do want to play Avatar. I do want to show Avatar love, but if it's going to take longer to learn Avatar, by the time I learn Avatar and get comfortable with Avatar and feel like playing somebody and recording a video, shit, it might be Tokon time because I could have easily recorded videos this weekend and I didn't because I didn't feel comfortable playing the game. So you have the top upper echelon players saying like, if you don't like this fighting game, you don't like fighting games. And they feel like they shouldn't have to change because of that, because they put in the grind, effort, time, and hard work into learning this skill set to apply this skill set. But my problem is when the bottom people say this is not fun, why is it so difficult? You need that merger of both. Because I know the FGC wants to be the FGC, but I don't want Avatar to be a Discord fighter either, because I think the game is sick. Like, to me, I don't want the hard shit. I really don't. And there's nothing technically hard outside of Avatar. It's outside of the Just Frames. Because what's crazy is, like, if I bring up this screen, is I was playing Azula. This is easy Azula combo beginner's guide. Shout out to Dream King Collectibles. And this combo doesn't look that difficult, right? It's ABC, quarter circle back, B, B, then ABC, quarter circle back, B. But the problem with the quarter circle back, B, B, is you have to use this flash where she's glowing white as a just frame to get the second B in order to get the combos after. Because there's this thing in this game called element surge. I'm assuming it happens when, I don't even know how to call these characters, because it has to do with your chakra and it has to do with your flow. And I feel like it's whenever they use one of their elements, pun intended, and they reignite the element. So for Azula, as you see on the ground can activate the fire if she throws you on it. So then you get launched up, right? And I guess there is challenges too. Like if you hit somebody with a low move from Aang, it does a pop up. If you throw somebody 3 times, it does a pop up. Like there's crushing blows. This is really like, I think the NRS people are going to really gravitate towards this game. It could go crazy, especially in the perfect time where MK1 is not really doing anything. But I know that Tweety tweeted out he didn't like this game. So there's that as well. But this is, mind you, we're only 17 seconds in to this video. This is the very first combo. So the very first combo, you're saying the easy shit, I'm doing a just frame. Nigga, what? That is crazy. Me personally, that's crazy. So I picked this character because I wanted to pick this character. But to ask someone to do just frames to do combos. Now, granted, if you don't do the just frame, you're not in trouble. Like even her 6H or her 6C is a just frame as well. But the worst case scenario, it's an overhead that you could hit unless she glows white, and then that's when you hit it. That if you don't hit it, you still kind of get a knockdown. And I think one of the moves led to Oki, where she shoots out this little fire pillar that if you hit it, if you wake up into it, you'll explode. But then you can roll in this game, so Oki's not really a thing. But then there's other ways to do it too, because I think Aang has something, or maybe somebody else had something to where basically their dash could, because there's a dash macro, the dash covered whatever way you rolled because it auto corrected, right? And so, do I need this in the game? No, not necessarily, but it's in the game, and I want to play this character. So I take it upon myself that if I want to do the thing, then I will do the thing because I want to play the character. Because I've always been a person that like shit gotta look cool or I gotta fuck with it. Because if that's the case, then I don't care that it's hard. I just want to do the cool thing that I feel is cool and I enjoy. And that's where I'm kind of curious to see where people generally lie on this thing. Because like I'm just a competitor as far as like I just want to win. Like I don't really get into fighting games to have this competitive back and forth. Like, oh, like he made me think, so I did this. Granted, that's my favorite type of match because I don't want to fight someone I would steamroll. Like that's not fun for me, and I don't want to fight someone that would steamroll me. Not saying I won't fight someone who will steamroll me if I'm getting better, but my problem with that is kind of to the whole ecosystem of the fighting game genre. Like the analogy that I always use is like if I'm playing 5-on-5 pickup with my friends, and like none of my friends are like D1 athletes or nothing like that. So of course I'm gonna hit the tween step back hezzy cross 3-pointer in somebody's face and shoot it and be confident. But if I'm playing against like LeBron James, Anthony Edwards, LaMelo Ball, and all these NBA players, I'm probably just gonna run and pass the ball and just get my cardio in. Maybe hit a layup if someone passes me a ball when I'm cutting. Like, but that to me, that's not the same thing. Like, that's two completely different things. Like, I want to be able to take whatever my skill set is, and that's why I like games I find that balance of it's super easy to play, but it's hard to master. And I think Avatar will do that, but it's hard to say when all you see is chaos from the start of a beta. Like the game's not even figured out, and niggas are getting hit with fucked up shit. Um, and then that'd be my problem with fighting games is like Street Fighter 6, I feel confident in the same B herd who fucks up here is going to be the one that can fuck up at the local or the monthly or go to Evo, go to Combo Breaker, go to CEO. Like I know my skill set and I feel confident in Street Fighter 6 just because I've seen so much and I've studied so much and there's been access to everything. I don't feel that way with a lot of different fighting games because of the sake of the difficulty. Because it's like I love Tekken 8. Like Tekken 8 is fun to me, but it's a hard ass game. Like shit, there's characters I don't play in Tekken 8 because of how hard the game is for me. For me, I'm just saying me. I'm a casual. Shit, Guile's my favorite character. I would play Guile if I could. I just can't. Like if Guile somehow, some way, I know niggas would hate it because they'd be changing up a legacy character. But like Alex is one of my favorite characters too, and I was ready to play Alex and him being a hybrid. I was ready to do that, but they changed him into a stance character. And I kind of like him as a stance character. It's fun. It's unique. At first, it was daunting. At first, it was scary as shit, especially because it can't block in his stance. But I learned it, and I learned some sick ass setups. Like you do drive rush, standing heavy kick. You could do a light command grab after that. That shit was sick to me. And then you could get Oki off of certain things. Where it's like if you do the heavy knee in the corner, you could dash up and get the back medium kick. That shit's sick to me. Like I like sequencing like that. Like where it's like you gotta hold this. Like to me, I like that. But that's what I like out of fighting games now. And I just generally don't know what people like out of fighting games at this big age, especially in the 2.6. I just don't. And the discourse of Avatar kind of got bad because you have some people that are like relieved that it is creative and freedom and all this other stuff. It's a sick game. But it's hard in the sense that going to apply the sick shit that you learn is going to be difficult. Now, granted, it does have a tutorial. Granted, it does have I think I saw combo trials in the beta. So eventually they will get that. Hopefully they get that day one and not like later down the line, because as much as people want to say, "Oh, y'all don't really like fighting games, y'all just like cosplaying as fighting games," we need everybody, bro. Like I'm a firm believer in you need everybody, and if you don't have everybody, then shit's gonna die on arrival. Like they're already trying to get rid of physical copies, budgets, and teams. This is already a small team, so I don't want like I can see Avatar putting out every single character that they teased. So they teased 4 characters, and there was 5 characters they wanted you to pick from as far as for the 5th spot in the DLC. I can see the season doing season 1, season 2. The only way it's gonna do is season 3. Truth be told, is it needs support. Because you look at Invincible. Invincible's a big IP. It's not Avatar by any means, but it's a big IP, and niggas care about Invincible. But it was kind of DOA because of how people looked at the game and how they felt about the gameplay. And there's some unique and some sick, nasty stuff in Invincible. But the reason why I stopped playing that is because of like how it felt. Like it started feeling bad because as I was learning the game and starting to get comfortable with the game, I kind of had to play with the meta because it was harder to play certain characters because the movement felt bad. And when the movement felt bad, I'm a type of person, like I said, I like playing someone even. I like playing someone around my skill level. That's why I like playing ranked. Um, and a lot of niggas dipped off. And I'm not even saying niggas dipped off like around my skill level. I think that's kind of why I stopped playing Fatal Fury. But as far as Invincible versus goes, a lot of niggas dipped off that had good connections. So the only kind of competent opponents I was getting is shitty connections, and that's not fun for me. And I don't want to deal with that. So it becomes hard because it's like this game is screaming Discord fighter off the mere fact that it's going to be competing with Marvel Tokon. But this game is sick and this game is fun. And like it don't take much to draw me into a game. Like I play DNF Duel because of Striker. Of course, they added like I think I went to play Dragonite, and I think I went to play. I think her name's Nenmaster or something like that. But they took so long with the DLC that it kind of didn't make sense for me to play the game, especially as people weren't playing the game. But Striker was so fun to me that I learned her whole guard string pressure. Granted, I only learned it and did it once or twice. I never did it in any match. I wasn't good enough, but I learned it in one Saturday morning weekend. And I was like I said, I played this beta for like 3 to 4 hours, and but that was the selling point to that game for me. Like that was so sick that I enjoyed playing that game and I was having fun on that game. Like that shit was sick. So if I can find something worth it, I think it's worth it. But that's the hardest part is finding something worth it. And shout out to this guy. He had a tweet. Because like I said, Azula was going crazy in the beta. I feel like she was really strong. I hope they don't really ruin her. Let's just look at this tweet. And then that's the element surge that I was talking about. This combo is hard as hell. I'm gonna just let you know. Now, some of that part might be easier just because she does have auto combo, but Azula's auto combo doesn't lead into a level 1 for some reason. But yeah, this combo's sick. This is cool. Combo into level 7. Fire. But then this tweet says, I'm not gonna hold you. This game is making me mad because the combos are too hard to compare. Are too hard compared to fighting games I actually play. Tekken and Street Fighter 6. It's not as hard when it comes to combos. It's fucked up. Not that I can't learn it, but I like thinking about the situations and my opponent rather than worried about my combo dropping. I think that is ass, but it's doable. And I agree. I agree with this statement wholeheartedly. Like that's the fun I have. I don't want to think about the combo. I think when the fighting game combos are so difficult, like King of Fighters or and I know some people can say like, well, all right, you think it's difficult and you don't want to do that shit, then don't play the game. And you're right to some degree, but to some also degree, like I want to play the game. Like nigga, I fuck with Avatar. Like I'll do it because it's Avatar and I fuck with it and I already bought it, so like I'm going to play it. But Toph's an easier character, but I was having so much fun with Azula that I'm still playing Azula. Like I want to figure it out with her. Like I'm the type of person that I can acknowledge that something's hard and I don't want to do it, but if it's cool enough, I'm willing to do it. And I think that's what fighting games have to do is they have to make a world where it's cool enough and people can enjoy it. And some people were getting fucked up because the beta testers were on this, like the people that have been testing this game for so long. But to me, getting fucked up with no answers is not fun. Street Fighter 6 could be fun because I have the answers. And I'm just using Street Fighter 6 as an example. Like Dragon Ball Fighters was that way for me. MK11 was that way for me. Um, MKX was difficult, but MKX was difficult in the sense of there was a lot to learn and the execution was a little hard, but the execution wasn't terrible. And I don't mind execution if it's done right. Like I don't want something to be hard for the sake of being hard. I want something to be hard because I chose this route. Like I said, but I'm also big on like just consistency. You know what I'm saying? Like my setup is different than my homie setup. My setup is different than my local setup. It's different than Evo setup. Like I don't care that it's hard, but I just at least want a feel for it so that way whether I take it from here to my local to Evo to Combo Breaker to CEO that it feels relatively the same. And I feel like with some fighting games they don't feel right. They don't feel good. Like the movement did feel good in Avatar. Like I said, it was fun to play her. I just practice. Maybe I will play this game and I'll play against people, but here is I don't know if I said a lot. Like I said, I'm just doing this off the dome ski, and it's kind of hard talking to yourself. So I do apologize if that's like, nigga, none of that made sense. I'm sorry. I was just talking. But I had a lot of thoughts and opinions on it, but I haven't expressed those thoughts and opinions on it. Sorry, I'm looking at my parlays. Oh no, they looking too good. I don't recognize none of these names. Anyway, yeah, it's this Event Hub's poll where they talked about Avatar because that was the topic of discussion. So I wanted to go over these answers and see what people said. I'm probably not gonna vote on this because like I said, I think the Avatar games are shit, but it's also fun. So like I'm gonna do the hard thing. I'm not gonna enjoy it, but I'm gonna do the hard thing just because I think it looks cool. Like if it's cool, I will do it. But that's the problem is I feel like we try to find like it's weird because yes, the majority of the fighting game community matters, 100%. But if the best of the best want to do this, and that's 1%, how do you apply the 1% into all? I think we need all. Like I that's my biggest takeaway from this difficulty conversation. Is like yes, the game technically is not difficult. Technically, you can teach anyone this game. My problem is that people operate off the 1% when majority of the people are going to be in the 50 to 40 to 60%. So it's like, how do we make everybody happy? And granted, not everybody's going to be playing the same exact game. Like, yes, you know, even MK11, high level MK11 was kind of hype, even though it was a base game. Looked like it was shit. Combos didn't really happen. High level MK was fire. Same with high level Dragon Ball. Same with high level Street Fighter 6, Street Fighter 5. All these games look cool at the highest of levels. I enjoy that. The mindset strategy versus not am I going to drop this combo or not? And that's I just want basically B&Bs too. But I mean, I don't know. What are your overall impressions from the Avatar Legends beta? I just want to show results. 200 people voted. 206. I love it and I want more. I didn't get to play it. I liked it and am interested to dive into the full release. I liked it enough. I didn't like it as much as I hoped. Ooh, eight people. So 3% didn't like it as much as they hoped. It was fine. I had issues. I wonder what the issues are. I wish they would let them articulate. And I was not a fan. I wonder why they wasn't a fan. Like I would want to know the answers to these answers. Because I would say 43% saying they loved it and they want more is a good sign. I mean, it's 43% of 20 people, 200 people. So it's not a lot, but that's a good sign. And then didn't get to play it is jarring. That's kind of a lot. But I would say these are good. Like 60% enjoyed it. And that might be all you want. But then again, this is 60% of 200. So who knows how many actual people will play. I am really curious. I don't want to be a Steam DB watcher, but I'm curious about to be Steam DB watcher for this game. Toph. Really? Toph is the highest. And then Azula. Like I said, these are my two favorite characters in the series. I think Korra is cool. Sokka is cool as well. Katara is cool. Aang is cool. I really don't have a desire to play nobody else really outside of the two that's at the top. And that's kind of scares me because I feel like, oof, I really hope they don't nerf them and make them shitty. That's kind I'm one of those people. That's kind of why I don't like. I never liked patch culture because I feel like it's harder to learn the game. Like I want to learn the game and then move on. But I feel like with games like with MK having so many patches and like, you know, as I got older, And I got more involved in Street Fighter and things of nature. Patches are not too jarring, but I kind of like that they're not too jarring. Because if they're too much, then it's harder to adjust and get used to it. Like, I want to play Marvel Rivals again, but it's like, my nigga, there's so many changes. And there's even more changes now. I want to play Jubilee, but nigga, that is a lot. That's a lot for a person. So it's kind of hard. It's kind of intimidating. But I mean, I could be pussy. What did you think about Avatar Legends difficulty and complexity? The answers are, I really enjoyed it. Open-ended challenge. I liked it, and things weren't that hard. It felt mostly right. Timing inputs could be loosened up a bit. If I had to pick one, I would probably pick this one. It was getting be a bit too much, so I can't talk. It was too difficult. It wasn't challenging enough. Like, if there could be a 3-frame or 4-frame window on the just frames, that sounds stupid for just frames, but like 3 to 4, I think it's fair. 41% says I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the open-ended challenge. And I feel like that is missing from games on a mainstream level. Like, you have your Blaze Blues, you have your difficulty games. Like, I played Blaze Blue and it was fine when I played it, but I don't have a desire to play it because nothing made me interested in the game. And like, even like Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, like, that's technically a relatively easier game, but I haven't found a character that I really like. Like, I tried it for a little bit, but the free version is not really free. It's kind of weird. Like, it kicks you off the cab for 3 games, and like there's a rotation of players. I get it, it's the free version, so it's like, all right, I understand, but like, damn. So there's games that are difficult and out there, but I mean, I don't want to play a game for the sake of its difficulty, but I don't want to play games for the sake of its ease either. Like, I want to play a game because it's cool and I fuck with the characters. But maybe that's just me. It felt mostly right. So, like, you would say 60% enjoyed the game for what it is. Like I said, I would agree with this 15%. Timing and inputs could be loosened up a bit. As I liked it, things weren't that hard. 11% wasn't challenging enough. 2%, 1% said it's getting to be a bit too much. And some people said that the combo length is a little long. I don't mind it. I don't mind it as long as you're able to do it. Like, if you're able to do the combos, yeah, do the combos, nigga. Fuck it. Like, I'd rather have it be combo length too long than you flip out after a certain point, or they add a breaker. Because I don't really like breakers. I don't like them. That's the only mind game of a thing I don't like, because it's like, I got the hit, let me do the hit. The only breaker that I potentially could have liked, and I know it sounds like a hot take, was MK11's. I like the idea of being able to follow the combo and be right then and there. Now, granted, I don't like the person that got the hit, played the footsies, with punished you, and then now it's getting punished for doing the string when the string has to be a dialed in string because it's MK. I thought the idea was good. The execution was piss poor. I'm not going to defend the execution, but that's just me, though. What do you think about the Avatar Legends flow mechanic? I love the unique variety and options, because some people, I guess you could treat it like parry. I guess it's like parry for Street Fighter 6, since majority of my viewers actually fuck with Street Fighter 6. So basically, if you hold flow while blocking, you avoid all the moves, but you're technically blocking, but you're like moving while you're blocking. So it's kind of a cool element. It's better than just holding up the guard and not doing nothing, right? But if you hold flow, you're exposed to throws. So I think that's the gimmick and game plan behind that. And there was more to that, but Brian F explained it. I didn't play the tutorial because, like I said, I wanted to get used to the character. So once I got used to Azula's moveset and moves, I was like, damn, this bitch moving. This shit fun. But I never got to the tutorial. I will play the tutorial and trials when the game comes out, though. Says, I love the unique varieties and options. I mostly enjoyed them, but took time to get into the flow. I like them all right, but needs tweaking. I like some aspects, but not others. I had issues with it. There's some neat ideas, but also problems. It's interesting, but unbalanced. I really didn't dig it. So what are the results to this? I might not read all of these because some of them don't really have answers, but it says, I love the unique variety and options, 41%. I mostly enjoyed them, but it took time to get into the flow, 42%. Basically even, actually. These are both 42 votes. I like them all right, but need some tweaks. Like some aspects, but not others. I really didn't dig them. So only 1% didn't really dig it. I think flow is cool, but it's hard to understand when I'm supposed to use flow outside of just dodging. And not necessarily dodging as far as blocking. I'm saying dodging as far as just movement. Like, I think the movement was good, but some flows are built different. Like Soka can basically run cancel his flow, but I mean he's not a bender, so like he's gonna need more unique things to him. So I'm not too mad at that. Whereas Azula, she's pretty much get the 8-way dash, and like in the focus variation, she could dash twice. But in the crazy variation, it's a more streamlined just air dash, you know? And not every character is equal. I don't know what Aang has or Korra. I didn't play those characters, but yeah. How would you rate Avatar Legends netcode and online experience? Let's see what the good, great, decent, enough with minor issues. I feel like there hasn't been a standout netcode since I played Killer Instinct. Like nothing scratches the surface of Killer Instinct. Like I was playing niggas in Europe and that shit was like one rollback frame. Like Killer Instincts when that shit was goated, that shit was goated. I don't know about it now, but I don't know. I haven't had that great. Not saying like bad rollback netcode. Like there hasn't been bad rollback netcode. I just haven't experienced peak. What was your favorite aspect of Avatar Legends? This is interesting. Only 93 people voted on this as well. Characters, combos, execution flow, integrate show reference / fan service training mode. Characters. And I agree with that. Or yeah, I actually agree with both of these. Because like I said, like I am a fan of Azula and I'm a fan of Toph. Like Toph is my favorite Avatar character. So the personality that she had in the game, and like literally she could take away 2 points of chakra, which you know your chakra is like I think you need 3 for a super, and then you need 7 for the ultimate super, the cinematic super. The fact that she could take away 2 by taunting is funny. Like I saw a setup. I don't know how legit the setup is because I think they did it against the training bot, but basically they did a setup where Toph got put. Like the pillar got put in the middle of between Toph and the character, and she just started talking shit, and then she was able to take away meter from that. So that's cool. I like stuff like that. Every character feels like they have their own personality. They interact with people. The only thing I don't like about the game, if I had to talk about the characters for a second, was I don't know if this is because it's the beta and it's a small team, so they're still working on things, probably still working on DLC and marketing and all that other bullshit. It feels like they're gonna do the text when the voices are in the game and they're talking to each other. Now, granted, they're only saying a sentence or two, but there's voices in the game and they're talking to each other. So I would love to see in the full game them actually talking to each other instead of the text. Not saying I can't read. I mean, maybe I can't, but CT's a hell of a thing. But rated 5 stars. Yeah, I would love that. Where does Avatar Legends need to improve? Combos, execution difficulty, nerfing strong offense, making offense stronger, nerfing defense, making defense stronger, flow mechanics, character balancing. I feel like personally, I don't know, because like I said, there's only a certain amount of Oki setups. I feel like we just need to see the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's 12 characters in this game. We had 7. We don't even know how the Avatar State Aang is. We don't know how the Avatar State Korra is. We don't know how I keep forgetting the fire nigga's name. We don't know how he is. Kyoshi, like there's mad people we still don't understand and know about. So I'm kind of curious about the character balancing. See, I don't feel like that's the case. We just don't know. How are you gonna make a balanced character? I feel like Azula is broken. Yeah, she has some probably broken normals, but at the same time, she's broken because everybody played it. Like everybody that you would think Aang would be the broken one, but niggas like Toph and niggas like Azula. Like execution difficulty, I'm kind of curious about this one. If it's the just frames, like I feel like they take away the just frames. Not saying I want them to, but I want it to where it's like there's a consistent feel for it. I feel like that's the hardest part about fighting games is like maybe like I got some rhythm, but you know, I would say I have an irregular heartbeat when it comes to rhythm. Sometimes I'll be on, sometimes I'll be off. But I feel like the hardest part about fighting games is describing fighting games. If I could describe the fighting game, then I like that. Like I feel like to me, I could teach someone Street Fighter 6. I could teach someone Dragon Ball Fighters. 2XKO, I think it's a teach. Well, 2XKO to me is hard. I was gonna say it's a teachable game, but it's not because the rhythm of that game feels fucking weird and it's hard as hell. And like it's like delayed timing in button pressing. I don't like that shit. I like knowing that when I hit this button, it's gonna come out. Even if I say like I go boo boo bop, or when I go boo boo bop, that motherfucker gonna come out. So I don't like that guessing of the thing. I could just suck. I could be bad, but that to me, I don't like that. So making defense stronger, I wonder what they mean by that. But I don't think people realize how much flow did for people. I think the problem, because I think I was talking to Ace, because Ace was streaming this game and he was playing against Ang, but I don't think you could press flow as like a DP reversal. But I don't know, because he was playing core and then Ang did his basically like I'm trying to think of a move. I can visually see the move. Ang did this move where he like shot the ball on you, and that was plus as fuck. So he couldn't do anything about that. So I don't know when to use flow. Like I would love to see examples of when I can and can't use flow. Nerfing strong offense. Like, I don't know. I like offense being strong. I really do. And then for those who didn't get into the beta, did the footage make you more or less interested in Avatar Legends? More interested. That's good. Same. Less. I just think people don't like fucked up shit. And that's fine. And I don't blame them for that. But like I said, if you enjoy difficult fighting games, I don't think you should be punished for that. But I just think that if you like all the lab monsters and cool tech shit I don't really see them play the game outside of that. Like, I would love to see them niggas in the tournament. Not saying they're not in tournaments, not saying they won't fuck me up, but I would just love to see more of those people. But it just feels like you have this balance of people who play in tournaments who are really good and do some sick shit, and then you have the lab monsters, and then you have the casuals, and then it's like you have the beginners. And the beginners might be the loudest because they're saying things that they find difficult. And it's not the saying that, oh, we should nerf the top. We got to come to the middle. So how do we get to the middle? How do we push these people up? Because full stop, if you want more Avatar, you're going to need all these people. And I want to have all these people there. Then, yeah, Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls purchases for PC have been blocked in 132 countries. It's kind of scary. I don't know why, but hopefully they figure that out, because 132 countries getting blocked. Oh, I think it's the Helldivers shit. I think it's Helldivers. It's one of the looter shooters. Basically where it's like the PSN, because I think Sony has something to do with that. So, and they have the countries listed here. Oh wow. I'm hoping they're able to figure this out, because the more people that I think can play on PC that have quality PCs, the better. And I'm hoping it's not as simple as just get a PlayStation account. But I don't know. I don't like that. Especially for the game about to come out and take over the world. It can't take over the world if niggas can't access it. This is 132 countries. Can't access it on PC? That's damning. That's scary. So hopefully they fucking get it together. And lastly, I'm gonna talk about something that's near and dear to my heart. For those who do not know, I was a former JUCO athlete that played a top 5 junior college. I love football dearly. I shouldn't have played it. Now that I think about it, I mean, I don't know. I love that I played football, but it's also like, damn, like I wonder if that fucked up my brain and my confidence and things of that nature. But I say all that to say that NCAA football NCAA football came out this past week. I want to say Tuesday, but that was the MVP membership. And the nasty part about the MVP membership, right, was that so if you pre-order the game, you could get Madden. I'll go full screen right now. If you pre-order the game, you could get Madden and NCAA for about 130 something. I think it was like $137. Pretty good deal. I'm a diehard football fan. Now, I used to be a diehard basketball fan, but I feel like 2K has done so many nasty things and nasty practices that I can't support it no more. So I think I maybe bought 2K once in the last 5 years. So I've been doing pretty good. So I've been putting my money where my mouth is like that. Because usually I hate a thing. And like I said, I'm the last nigga you always got to get. If we could all group up and get rid of this thing, I'm with it. Like I said, I'm the last person you got to get. But with NCAA, I love college football. And I love building a program. Like, I think Madden does a bad job of letting you build up the team, because scouting doesn't feel fun. And then when you draft a player, like, I like how NCAA takes it to where it's like you can see the stats. It's more clear and concise how much points you want to spend. I wish Madden would take that, but that's neither here nor there. So there's MVP bundle, and this MVP bundle led to an MVP membership. And something nasty that NCAA did is, because Cut and Mutt, if you don't know, those are a Madden Ultimate Team and college football Ultimate Team. There are modes where you can take these trading cards, and these trading cards you can build a team and then take that team and play it online against somebody. So the more money you spend, the higher chance you'll get to get better players, and then that's kind of like a pay to win mode. But that's online. That has nothing to do with offline. I'm an offline nigga. Like, I will play my friends online, but I enjoy building a team, taking this 1-star, 2-star team into being a 5-star prestige team, and now we're competing against the Georgias, the Alabamas, the Floridas, the LSUs of the world, Ohio State, Indiana, Michigan, trying to win a championship, right? The nasty part of what they did this year is they added something to the MVP bonus. Or MVP membership. The MVP membership, I think, was 150. So if the game's 150, 2 games to combine, the membership is 150, but I think it's for the year. But I think they charge you for the year. Like, you could only really get that membership for the year. They added 2 things in college football. For those of you who don't know, in college football 25-26, there's this coach wheel, right? Of 3 skills, and the 3 skills have skills on top of the skills. I guess, let me see if I can bring it up. Sorry, I'm trying to think of how to type it. So these abilities, right? There we go. Let's see if I can full screen. Okay, cool. So there's these abilities, right? And in these abilities, you have different things. So, you start out with the option of 3 abilities, whether that's recruiter, this is this red one, motivator, which is this yellow one, and tactician, which is this blue one. So tactician, you upgrade in that one, that upgrades your players to play today, right? So if you say are Indiana and your team's like a 70 overall, if you want to help boost the stats of the 70 overall team so you like actually play a little bit better, then this is the one you want to go with. If you need to get players because you have that 70 overall team, you go in a recruiter, and then so that way you build your team up for the next year. And then say if you have that 70 overall team and y'all do well and you gain a lot in master motivator, you'll build well in the off season and get more boosts in the off season so that way they could get higher training. The nasty thing they did with this year with the MVP Plus membership, and it says it over here, is Rainmaker, is you could only get this coaching ability via having the membership. But the crazy part is there's only 4 tiers. There's 4 tiers per position in these other groups. So, like in these other 6, I'll get to these in a second. In these other 6, if I wanted to upgrade my quarterback has 4 different upgrades. For this Rainmaker, there's only 4 tiers. But I have to pay for those tiers. So I can unlock it for free for having a $150 membership, but I have to pay for the tiers within the thing. And it's nasty because this is only an advantage you could get for like July. I think it's over technically. Like, you could only get the first 2 days in July. And if you didn't get it, you're shit out of luck. But it's a membership that I have to buy in order to get this. And then this other one I could get from playing, I think it's like franchise in Madden. I can unlock it that way. Right? Which I think is nasty. And another thing I think is nasty too with this is that there's level 100, right? But the problem with level 100 is you can only get that by playing the game. And some of y'all might be like, well, wouldn't you want to just play the game? Like, why is that an issue? It's an issue because they took away one of the options, 2 options actually. So to gain XP, you have to do things in your franchise mode or dynasty mode. You have to like win games, win big games, get 5-star recruits, win the national championship, win bowl games, etc., etc. Just have a successful team, which is fine. It's the reason you play the game and things of that nature. But the problem is that there was XP sliders, and the XP sliders for the coaches had 5 different slots. You could do normal, you could do slow, you could do slowest, like you really want to grind and really earn everything because you don't want your coach to be level 50 or 60 right away, or you could do fast or fastest. And I always did fastest. But the problem with doing fastest is some of the things are locked behind certain criteria and certain things you got to do. Like for recruiter, for instance, there's 138 teams in college football. In order to become an elite recruiter, which it's elite, so I understand it, it's in the verbiage, but follow me. You have to have 2 top 5 classes. That's very hard and very difficult to do. And I'm not saying that we should lower the skill level, but I think realistically, a top 25 class could change your program. So I hate that they don't change that. Like they want to make it hard for the sense of you can't have every ability, so you're gonna have to pick and choose. Granted, if I'm doing an online dynasty with my friends and family, cool. I understand that. I think that's perfect. But if it's dynasty and I'm playing offline, why the fuck can I not do that? Why can't I have every single ability? I don't understand why I can't do that. Why can't I start off as a level 100 coach? Why can't I start off as a level 50 coach? Why can't I start off as a level 10 coach? Like the fact that I have to start off at 0 and then have no gain, no benefits, but at 0 is nasty. And another nasty aspect of this is when I said, why can I not start at level 100? You can, but you got to pay. And for those of you who do not know, you could be a level 100 coach, but you have to pay real life currency to get to a level 100. And what's even nastier about this is $100. And then I think C4, shout out to him, he did a dynasty. Because sometimes you could do online dynasty, and if the commissioner, whoever's running the league, can force wins, say like you're winning against your opponent, it's like 27-0, but you play the game and y'all both get disconnected somehow, some way. If you guys both get disconnected somehow, some way, then you could force the win, so that way you still get the win and you can just advance on. Because if we're like you're only waiting for 2 more people, then it's like we're not gonna have you just take forever. So he did this, right? He forced win every game for 10 years, won 10 national championships, did everything he was supposed to do, and he only became a level 48 because he can't have fast or fastest on, because they took fast or fastest away. It was in 26, it was in 25, but you mean to tell me in 27 this year, this game that just came out, you took away fast and fastest and then added microtransaction actions into this mode, the free offline mode or non-online mode? Like nothing anyone else does affects me because I'm playing Dynasty against computers, and I could be a level 100, and I never got the chance to be a level 100. And the nasty thing about this too is I think if I buy this, it only works for this coach. I don't think I could get this for every other coach. That's what's nasty about this. That's what's disgusting about this. And it frustrates me because it's like, y'all didn't have to do this. And also, it's dynasty mode. It's offline. I'm not playing another opponent. So my wallet should not matter. Like, if I want to make it to where every single character is broken and OP in this game, I can. Or if I want to make it super, super difficult, I can. I should be able to, but I can't because I'm put in this box, and now I have to play in your way to get in this box. Like, I'm playing this dynasty mode right now, and I'm Iowa State. I think I'm like 6-1, 6-2, something like that. I'm a level 4. I used to put on fastest, and by the end of the season, I could be level 20. And then, like, you know, another nasty thing that they did is the same coaching skill tree, right? The same coaching skill tree that they had. The nasty part about this is you basically can't pick everything. So it's like, why am I limited? Just because you want, like, if this was online, I understand it, but you're making me limited in the shit I could do offline and by myself. So I can make myself a 99 overall player, do everything in the game, but then, like, it's nasty. It's so disgusting. And then another nasty part too, real nasty, by the way, is this. For those of you who don't know, they added this ability to do this in Road to Glory. And Road to Glory is basically the My Career mode, like in 2K. And the nasty part about that is, like, you know, 2K, you'll get a crib, you'll be able to travel, you'll be able to skateboard, ride a bike, do all these other things, play 3v3, play 5v5, play in a rec, do all these things. The Road to Glory is a mode where you only play against the computers, and you can only play 8 positions. And you don't even play in the full high school games. You just play in moments in high school games to get tape in order to go to a school. And then if you go to a school, contingent upon the school you pick, in how you did during your high school career, you might not see the field. So you'll have a select amount of games regardless. So, you know, for those of you who don't never played a college sport, if you're good enough, but you don't get the chance to see the field because maybe they got a senior or junior in front of you, they might redshirt you. And if they redshirt you, it's basically a free year of you getting bigger, stronger, faster, and you sit on a pine. But if you sit on a pine, you don't play. And if you don't play, you're not getting the games. And then you got to transfer. So then say you play next year. So you play your redshirt freshman year. That's what they call it, right? If you play your redshirt freshman year, the most amount of games you can play is 16. So 16 plus 16 is 32. 32 plus 32 is 64. That's the most amount of games you can play. Granted, if you lose, you don't do well in your conference championship game, or to get to the conference championship game, then you're playing 12 games. Then you're playing 13 games if you go to a bowl game. But if you don't play in a bowl game, say your team's just dog shit, and the whole 4 years your team's dog shit, what's that, 12, 24, 36, 48? You're only playing 48 games. So you already swiped the potential to play 12 more games. And if you swipe, well, actually, I think I did the math wrong because it was 16. What? It was 16 plus 16, 32. 32 plus 32 is 64. Yeah, I did the math wrong. So 14 games, excuse me. So a whole season get wiped off because your team's bad. And you're playing in an offline mode against the computer. And it can take you forever to get on the field because you can't increase your player, but you can increase the money you spent on the game to increase your player. But then they added this thing to where your player has a fixed rate. So your player could be a 95, or he can have 95 speed, but he can't get 100 speed until you do these things that's called cap breakers. And in getting cap breakers, you have to kill some shit. So like, say you're a receiver, you get, like, say you have a 150-yard game or something crazy like that. Then you earn a cap breaker. Then you can unlock more so you can get more. But the only problem with that is you got to be going crazy. So on one hand, it's like, okay, I might never reach these caps because I'm going crazy, but I can unlock all these caps. So it's like, if you want that yin yang of like, oh, I want the most amount of XP I could get so I can make my characters cold, so I'm gonna play on Heisman. But then again, I might not be cold enough to unlock these things because I can't get cold enough fast enough. Because if you're playing on Heisman, it's gonna be a difficult game. And then if you want to go to a bigger school to actually play and do something, it's gonna be harder. So it's just nasty because it's like, y'all figured out a way to make money in the easy game. So for everybody that's saying EA, I think what is the hashtag that Bordeaux put? Shout out to Bordeaux too. This is one of my favorite characters. CFB play, don't play. What's nasty too is like, it's already $1 billion company, like $55 billion, like something stupid. And some people feel like this is not on the developers because developers just want to make a game, and I could see that. But everybody that says no to this can say no to this. But if you have 100 people or 100,000 people spending $100 on this game, and then they spend $100 on the XP shit, they're out of here. They're getting microtransactions. Because you got to think, they probably did the data and realized that, oh shit, a lot of people are playing this game. Because you got to think, everybody that signed into this game, like it's using players' likeness now, got paid $500. In Delaware State, I know Delaware State is the HBCU, Sean Jackson. Delaware, the Blue Hens, got added to this game. So there was 2 teams that got added last year. It was Missouri State and Delaware. Delaware made $12 million off this game alone because of how many people were playing them and using them in the game. So EA is probably looking at that as, if Delaware made, just Delaware made $12 million off this game alone from people using the team in the game, that's in a mode where people wasn't spending money. Because you got to think about it. That wasn't because maybe people used it. The Delaware jerseys are hard and they're fire. So maybe they was using the jerseys in cut, but cut and online head to head is, well, actually cut. It's the only mode where you actually use microtransaction. Now they have Dynasty and Road to Glory. So Dynasty and Road to Glory were the 2 biggest modes, and cut is the mode that technically makes the most money for the game, but no one's spending money. And the lowest mode, now they have a way to where you can spend money in the biggest modes. And I just think that's nasty. Like, I'm gonna play both these games, but shit, if they get worse and worse, especially when it's not a game can't even be like, I buy my games digital, but I can't own these games no more. Like, you gotta think, before 27 and 26, 25 was the first game we had in a while. The last game we had was 14. I was in high school when the last game came out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was in high school about to go to college. I went to college, went to Arizona, came back, and been living my life, and now the game's out. So it's like, I don't want to make this 2K, but I will, because I'm not standing for that shit. That's nasty. Especially for a game that I actually enjoy playing. Like, I enjoy playing this game. And it's like, I want to be a level 100. Why the fuck can I not just make my character a level 100? Why do I have to follow these guidelines and these rules when I'm playing by myself? That doesn't make any sense. So I don't know. Games got to get it together. Games are difficult, but games are games. Like, if you're having fun, have fun. And like, shit, I might have to buy an Xbox now because of what PlayStation isn't doing, is getting rid of physical copies and stuff like that. But I'm done yapping. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, be sure to leave a 5-star review. Let me know your comments and questions down below. Do you think Avatar is too difficult? Do you think it's easy? What do you think about EA? Do you even play sports games anymore? Because EA kind of fucked up a lot of games. Mass Effect and all this other shit. And it's just a headache. But until next time, I love you guys. Until next time.